What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? What's going on? Hi. How you doing? Yeah, I know. I'm doing a impromptu stream. I'm just really bored today, so I just figured why not just do just a random chill stream and stuff since I haven't done one in a while. But here I am. It's funny because I was currently in the process of working on a new list video that I'm not going to spoil, only because it's a genuine surprise. I figured I'd do that only because it's been a while since I've actually really done anything. It's been a while since I've actually done anything like that. You know what I'm saying? Plus, I'm also doing this for a very, very good reason. A big reason is because, it's crazy. Like, my freaking, whatchamacallit, Narf. I like that. Anyway, yeah. A reason why I'm doing this is also because my computer was, hang on, let me put the mic up towards my mouth real quick. Hold on. There we go. That's better. Yeah, a big reason why I'm doing this is because my computer's been acting a little wonky recently. As far as the GPU is concerned. When sometimes when I stream or whatever, or record, it'll just drop frames. So a big reason why I'm doing this is because I just want to make sure that I know my GPU is acting right. As Cybercast Enterprises in the chat says hello. Hey Larry, how you doing, buddy? I'm doing all right. Welcome to the stream as always. But yeah, I'm just doing this just so that way I know that my GPU is okay, because sometimes, like I said, it's not even so much of the fact that it uses a lot of RAM or whatever. It's just that the video encoder sometimes like I said, it acts up, but I just want to make sure that everything's acting all right, which is precisely why I'm doing this impromptu stream for the most part here. I can see that right now it seems to be fine. At least I would hope so. I don't see anything about drop frames. It says my stream quality looks great. It may not necessarily look like that it's lagging on my end from the preview. I'm only more focused when I go on to my YouTube and then I try to watch it, and then I try to look at the stream and everything, and then I see that it's I see that it's lagging. That's the only part that I'm really worried about. It seems like Streamlabs has been doing me a lot better, which is what I'm using right now. Because before, when I was streaming, I was using Stream Elements. So Stream Elements was actually working just fine for me. But it just seems like that it just kind of stopped working on me a little recently. I was just you know what? I'll just go back to Streamlabs, because that's what I was using when I was live streaming on Twitch. Remember when I was doing... I'm not sure if you people remember this, but you guys remember when I did the playthrough series of Final Fantasy VII Remake, and it all worked out very well. I was, because I was paying for the Prime membership of Streamlabs, just so that way I can use some of its expert templates and stuff like that, and it worked out very great. It worked out very great for the time being, and then later on, when I was trying to do PC games, it really would not show up sometimes. Sometimes it wouldn't even open. Sometimes it would just start lagging out and whatnot. So I was just all right, you know what, screw it. I want to go to OBS Studio or Streamlabs to not Streamlabs, Stream Elements to do it. And similar problems have happened, even though it is slightly improved, just not by a long shot. And then lo and behold, I had enough money to afford for this $2,000 PC. And here I am, dude. It's you know what I mean? It's great. How you doing, buddy? How you doing? It's good to see you. But yeah, when I got this $2,000 PC, it in a way kind of I guess you could say 99% guarantees that it's going to perform very well without any issues. But that's why I'm here. We're just going to, I know, like I said, I'm very much open to chatting and stuff. But I also wanted to kind of experiment a little bit. I want to open up a couple games here. Like, I kind of want to use some of my emulators and stuff like that, just so that way I know that I'm not going to have, like, any kind of frame drops or anything like that. I feel like the reason why it was dropping frames before is because, like, my PC needed to update and stuff like that, which I made it do, but I just don't know. I'm just hoping that it's not because my graphics card is acting wonky now, and, it's potentially, like, starting to wear out, which that would be scary, but... so far, it looks like everything is just fine. But like I said, I want to make sure I keep the preview of the stream up right now. So that's the only thing I'm really concerned about at this point. I'm gonna make sure that when I do streams, because you guys got to keep in mind tonight, 6:30 Eastern Standard Time, I will be live streaming Among Us with my folks. So I just want everybody to keep that in mind, okay? I've been watching you since the PLB days. Well, that's awesome. That's very awesome. It sucks that like most people know me for my my TTS content that I used to make when I was younger, but I stopped doing that because it just wasn't my type of videos. Like I'm gonna be real honest with you. It wasn't my cup of tea, honestly. I mean, the only reason I did it initially was because I thought it was, it genuinely looked like it was fun to make. So I was like, why not do that? Why not experiment with this a little bit, see how it goes? And then my very first episode ended up getting like over 100 views within 24 hours. And I was like, holy shit, that's great, because I never had this much trafficking for my videos before. So I ended up making more just to see how many more views and potential fans I would have gotten. And it was kicking off very, very well. And then on a couple of my videos, I encountered a few people who were being so ungrateful and childish and threatening to do whatever to me if I don't accept their logo requests and stuff like that. And at that moment, I was just like, okay, that's, at the time, I was like, okay, this is weird. But then I was thinking to myself, okay, maybe it's not so bad because I don't even know these people anyway. So it's like, just keep doing what I do and I won't experience any problems. And then, later on, I met people like Levon. I met... Sky, and then I met, other people along the way too, and that was another guy, Demetrius Scott too. Demetrius Scott actually, it's funny. The first time we ever spoke to each other in person was in 2016, but we have known each other since 2013 because he made Talk to Logo videos because I was making them, and yeah, and then. Like, I actually thought to myself, wow, this is great. Like, this dude actually likes the content that I throw out there. So I was thinking, okay, well, let's keep doing this. And then we just kept, me and Demetrius kept chatting and stuff. So, and then, we've, beyond making logo videos, like, Demetrius became my actual friend in real life. So it was, like, beyond just that. It's just that was what brought us together. But, like, other than that, me and him are, even though we don't really talk as much right now, I'm going to be honest with you, my relationship with him is still just as healthy. Like, there's no bad blood between us. And also Taylor. Yeah, Taylor, the reason why I made, the reason why I did PLB was specifically because of Taylor, because I remember I watched him when he did his first episode actually, and like I said, it was during the time when I was still into kind of logo. I mean, I still make logo videos to this day, just not TTS, because like I'm still very much open to making list videos on more logos and stuff like that, and giving commentary on them, like kind of like my cousin Nostradante's Scary Logo Party series. Because that was the series I felt like was fun, like talking about, critiquing creativity, It was completely different versus making TTS content, because TTS content is completely different. We, because that kind of stuff kind of originated from it's funny, I don't really know the exact origins of it's real funny, I don't exactly remember the exact origins of TTS videos, but it became largely popular. I know Dave Matson didn't invent it, but he he made it popular and stuff. That's all I know. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, and I do realize I made my logo intro. Honestly, I like seeing how people have made logo bloopers when younger, feeling about it nowadays. Yeah, the only the only plus side I see to logo blooper videos is sorry, I just had to bring the mic down a little bit. Yeah, the only good thing I see about logo blooper videos is that they allow a younger generation of content creators to be very creative with their stuff. The only issue here is that they kind of plagiarized. Some of them have plagiarized it. Some of them aren't even like original at all. And it was just like, I'm just like, I'm like, why are they even making it to begin with? Like, it's ridiculous. Like, if they're not going to try to come up with their own original ideas. Instead, they just kind of leech off of one other success, and they even steal his character arts and pretend it's theirs without giving credit and stuff like that. I mean, like, if you still want to make, like, a parody of it, that's fine. But, like, if you draw your own art and stuff like that, it won't be as bad. Which is actually one of the reasons why when I did Regency logo bloopers, I used a completely different art style that was similar to Thunderbird's art style, but still stands on its own. But that, sorry, but then, but I wanted it, like I said, I wanted it to stand on its own, and I didn't want to make it seem like that I was trying to leech off from Dave Matson. So that's why. I remember that primarily really I primarily really got into the WTNF community during the beginning of 2016. I was 8 at the time. I'm such a snitch. I also had a friend called Jacob that used to like you guys. He also made a series called Caracol Intro Bloopers. Yeah. Like I said, it allowed people to be very creative with being a content creator and all. Especially for, younger kids like, yourself. And it's honestly, as a content creator, I think it's actually really cool that I do have like a younger audience that, looks up to me like a role model and stuff like that, because, I often try to be the best role model I can be just so that way I can set a good example. I know that there are streams and videos that I've done where I act very over the top, but one reason is that being that it's a gimmick. Secondly, you don't see me, you don't see me like what's going on in the news today with Black Lives Matter and all that stuff. Black Lives Matter going around hurting and looting and stuff like that. Like I don't. Like I'm primarily an indoors person. I mean, like that's no secret to anyone who knows me personally. Everyone knows I'm an indoors guy. I don't go out very often. So that's just me. I digress though. That's not really the main point though. I'm 13 now. Oh, that's nice. That's nice. It's really awesome that I have fans who were much younger when I started doing Uber videos and stuff like that, because I remember you said earlier that he's been watching me since the PLB days, and now he's saying that he's 13 as of right now. That's actually pretty awesome how I have fans who were much younger, and now they keep getting older when I see them. That's you want to know something? That's actually very inspiring to me. That really is. Because I was what was I about to say? How old was I when I first started doing PLB? I was 16. Yeah, I was 16 when I first started doing PLB. Like I said, initially I thought it was fun, but there were a lot of consequences that ensued afterwards. And as of right now, I'm actually 21 years old right now. So yeah, I'm actually. It's funny. It's funny. I made logo blooper videos when I was a teenager. Now look at me. I'm a fully grown man now. Which is actually the biggest reason why I'm trying to make it so where I can set a better example here, because, with age comes wisdom. So, you know, with me being a full grown ass adult, I need to set a right example for everyone. You know what I mean? Well, I just had to make a logo with my PlayStation 4. I found a Share Factory. That's nice. But I'll reiterate my point again about how logo bloopers in a way kind of changed my life, both for good and bad. For one thing, logo blooper videos have actually helped me progress as a content creator, like as far as trying to write stories and stuff like that. Like it's kind of it has helped me quite a lot it helped me evolve as a content creator, because like if anything, it only brought me like more viewers. It brought me I've met some great people and stuff like that, which says a lot, because I'm an introvert. So I'm not sure if not many people know this, but I'm an introvert. I don't really socialize that much. I mean, that being said, I mean I still talk when I'm being spoken to, but most of the time I'm usually a very quiet guy. But with YouTube, it's kind of different, because like when I do YouTube, I have to put myself in a mindset where I have to stay engaging with my audience in order to keep, morale high. It's the only way that, I can keep you guys invested in everything that, I make. But, and like I said, I have to keep setting a very, very good example for everyone, because I don't want anybody going down I don't want anyone going down a path of evil, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? Man, I have good memories of being 8, on the verge of being 9, and being like super into the logo community, primarily the WTNF guys and SC Media Works and his gang. Yeah, SC Media Works was actually the biggest inspiration for my list videos based on logos. He was actually my main inspiration for doing the top 10 scary logos, the top 10 best logos, and the nightmare logos, and the home video logos. Like, if you were to ask me who was my main inspiration for making those videos, it was SC Media Works, because I've known him for his top 10 scary logos list, and then he also did I think he also did a top 10 cheesiest logos as well. You know what I mean? Like I'm sorry, it was actually, what was it, the top 10 worst logos or whatever? It was something like that. But yeah, and then I also did my own top 10 worst logo video myself, and I remember distinctly that when I used to collaborate a lot with Sky. In fact, to this day, I actually think that that the worst logo videos that I did with him is actually one of my personal favorites, because Sky had incredible commentary in it. Like his narration for the logos that he was talking about was insanely superb. Like for someone his age to be able to like pull off like incredible voice acting is actually pretty inspiring. And in spite of the history of animosity that happened between us since that time, like I actually have immense respect for him as a content creator. There was never a day in my life where, despite how I felt towards him, that I think that he was a bad content creator, despite my personal feelings at that time. And everyone always keeps asking me and stuff about how is you and Sky together and stuff like that. I'm just like, we don't really interact that much, but me and him are pretty much at peace, if that makes sense. We have no hatred. We have no bad blood between us two. We're just doing our own, thing. And that being said, I'm very much open to collaborating with, Sky XD on another potential list video in the future. I would love to collaborate with him again when the opportunity is there. So I hope that at least clarifies everything about how I feel against Sky, because some people wanted to know for a long time, and this is your answer. So there you go. Like I said, even despite my personal feelings, the dude is still an incredible content creator. Like, and he's also very great with narrations and stuff. It's like it's like he literally has what it takes. It's just that, I mean, we all have our issues and everything, and not to mention, at the time when we was having our fallout, we were very young and stuff like that, young and dumb and all that stuff. But as I said earlier, with age comes wisdom. It's like you get better the older you get. And like I said, since I'm 21, there's really no. I can't have people thinking that all I do is hang out with kids because I don't. Uh, in fact, that's why I don't really have many friends in my life, because like I said, I'm very selective with the people I want in my life, and I'm very private. I'm like Keanu Reeves. I like to be very private about certain things. I mean, like, I still have my social media accounts just as a way to kind of promote my content, but other than that, I focus specifically on keeping my life private and just giving you guys like the excellent content and stuff. I used to be a fan of logos, but now I'm much more of a fan of Jim Henson and his main creation, The Muppets. You know, you know what the thing is about Jim Henson? The thing, I actually have so much respect for that guy. Like, he's no doubt, like, if there's anybody who inspires people to be, create their own content and stuff like that, Jim Henson no doubt would be one of the most inspiring, because he undoubtedly created one of the greatest franchises of all time, the Muppets. Like, everybody, like, the Muppets are so well known that almost the whole world knows who the Muppets are. It's it's crazy how just a set of like freaking hand puppets and Muppets, hand Muppets, I guess you can call them, just became such an international phenomenon because of how much of a cultural impact they've made. And it's people like him that inspire YouTubers like myself to create fascinating content and stuff like that. There's even plenty of people who make their own version of the Muppets and stuff like that as a way of like kind of parodying it in a way. And it's crazy. Sometimes I just wish that Jim Henson was still around today, just so that way he can see the impact that he's made. Like, undoubtedly he's inspired a whole generation of content creators. He has inspired a whole generation. No doubt about that. That's interesting. I already have the first 3 Muppet movies on DVD. That's pretty cool. They were very fun to watch. I actually remember distinctly that I used to watch them when I was a kid on VHS. It was I think my favorite out of the bunch, which I'm pretty sure is everyone's favorite, Kermit the Frog. No, without a doubt, Kermit the Frog was just hilarious. It's like it's funny. It's very funny. Everyone loves Kermit the Frog. He's been the subject to memes and parody and stuff like that. Even Seth MacFarlane, the creator of Family Guy, has even like done impersonations of him too. I also make impersonations of Muppet characters on my channel. That's pretty cool. And speaking of impersonations, speaking of impersonations, there's also like this one YouTuber who just recently got casted for the role of Cleveland Brown on Family Guy, because he's developed a good reputation on YouTube for like years. I can't remember his name at the moment right now, so if anyone knows, please tell me in the chat. But he was a guy who was on YouTube for like 7 or so years, who would often go on Call of Duty, and then he would always voice act as Cleveland. He would just literally impersonate him. He always did all kinds of Family Guy voices. And you guys probably already heard the news about, Mike Brown. I think his name is. I can't remember his name. What was his name? The original voice of Cleveland Brown. It wasn't Mike Brown. It definitely wasn't Mike Judge. It definitely wasn't him. Hold on a second. Hold on. Mike Henry. There we go. Yeah. So, yeah, Mike Henry was the original voice of Cleveland, but, everyone knows that he's a white guy, right? Yeah, he's a white guy. and he was known for voicing Cleveland. And honestly, I feel like it doesn't matter if you're black or white. Like if you can pull off a voice that matches the character, it shouldn't matter who plays the role anyway, which is why I don't know why people get so anal about, a white guy voicing a black guy and stuff like that. I mean, like, we had a black guy voice, a Japanese character, Samurai Jack. He was voiced by Phil Lamar, and Phil Lamar's black. So it was just like, if you have the voice, it doesn't matter what color you are. But I understand Mike Henry's reasoning for leaving the show because, oh dear Lord, my ear rang out. Sorry. Yeah, I know why he stepped down though. It was because, with the recent events that's been going on, the George Floyd protests and the Black Lives Matter riots, stuff like that. Like, he literally stepped down from the role, out of respect to Black Lives Matter and stuff. So, and then we have a new guy who's going to be voicing Cleveland and stuff, and this is great. I feel like this is great. It's crazy how one YouTuber who developed a reputation for just impersonating characters because he was a fan of the show ended up getting a role on the show. I have to give him major props for that, and I wish him nothing but the best of luck in his future as the character. So, they also personally inspired by Plush Blue EP. I like his videos. Hey, and can I tell you something? Yeah, sure, you can. I don't know why you have to ask me. You can just say it right away and spare me the question. But yeah, sure. But yeah, but yeah, Cleveland has always been, he's always been known specifically for Mike Henry's voice. But I don't think this is gonna be much of a difference between this new guy's voice versus Mike Henry's voice. But I just think it's incredible how a YouTuber ended up getting a spot in one of the most famous animated shows on TV. That's amazing because Family Guy attracts millions of viewers per year. So it's gonna be great. You know what I mean? It's gonna be great. Sometimes, sometimes I wish that I could have a spotlight like that, but that's fine. But that's fine by me. I kind of like to. Besides, I mean, like everyone always asks me, like, everyone is always asking me, what is it like? How would you? Everyone is always asking me, would you like to go to Hollywood someday? I'm like, no. I don't want to go to Hollywood. Too many people, too many drama. I'd rather stay here. I'd rather not stay here. I'd rather not stay in Hollywood where there's like a bunch of drama and a bunch of gossip going on and stuff like that. It's like, who cares? I like to stay independent and be private with everything I do because honestly, that's just my way of living. Franco's, I'm doing good. Franco. I'm doing good. Why you did not respond to my telling? I just did. I literally just did. That was literally I literally just did. So, but yeah, that's what I'm saying. But yeah, I'm doing good though. It's really good to see you again. I know I actually recognize you from my PLB days actually. So it's actually good to see you again. To be honest with you, because I do remember you from my PLB days actually. It's really funny. It's crazy how my life used to be when I did logo blooper videos like what was it 4 years ago? Jesus, 4 years ago. It's funny how my life used to be versus how it is now. Like now, things have changed a lot. It really has changed, either for better or worse. It don't really matter, but it's really crazy if I'm being completely honest with you. It's so awesome to like see so many of my older fans like literally come back and everything. It was like for a while because it's like I post a lot of content that's on like gaming and stuff. Like I know and that's the one thing that I hate about the fact that when I did PLB is that it did cause some drastic consequences in the long run. Because for years I've always wanted to do like a gaming channel because I'm a huge avid gamer. I mean, I mean, if you can't tell, you can literally see my PlayStation 1 sitting right there, and my 2 Sega Saturns sitting over there. You got the Japanese one, and then you got the American one. So if you can, and not to mention my Japanese Saturn box is over there too. So yeah, for years I always wanted to do like a gaming channel, but then, when I did PLB one day, I thought it would be fun, but then all that did was just cause, a bunch of people from the community to come in. And at first I was like, okay, this is great. I'm gaining some notoriety for doing something that, at first I was having fun making, but then it was starting to get a lot stressful when the fan demand was just through the roofs. It's like sometimes, being a content creator can be a little bit pressuring when you do have an established fan base. And that's not to say that I don't appreciate the support I do. Trust me, I do. It's just that sometimes if I'm going to make a bunch of content, I need to make sure that it's videos that I enjoy making, and that it's something that others will enjoy too. The fun that the content creator has transcends onto the audience, which is precisely why people like Markiplier, Jacksepticeye, and PewDiePie, and Uber Hexernova, among many others, are loved by so many fans, because they're making videos that they not only love, but the fun that they're having transcends onto the audience. It becomes like, the positivity of them is rather intoxicating. You can't help but just feel that same fun that they're having, and in return, you support them for giving you such excellent content that you can enjoy. If, like, say you're having a down day or something, and you just want to take your mind off of the harsh realities of the world that's going on around us, you thank them or you tip them or whatever for making such excellent content, for putting smiles on their faces. And I feel like that's one of the best parts about being a content creator, is that, like, I can actually, it's funny, like, I have many inspirations of my own, but it's also pretty awesome that I myself am inspiring a younger generation. Like, that means a lot, because, like I said, when I was doing PLB, like I said, I had my own inspirations, like, as a content creator in general, not just, with Logo Bloopers, but just in general, because, like, I love movies and TV and stuff like that. And I'm an aspiring filmmaker because I literally go to college still, specifically to major in film. So, and I read a lot of books on film too. So yeah, and it's like I have my own inspirations and stuff, but at the same time, I think it's cool how I have a certain fan base here, a certain group of fans in my fan base that are inspired by the content that I make. Like, for instance, like, if you guys know my best friend, Nightbound92, I remember 7 years ago when I used to do a series called Reptiles Game Room. As a matter of fact, I actually might do that on the stream. I might, if you guys want to, we can actually go onto my OneDrive and react to some of my old content and stuff like that. That'll be fun. I at least want to do something fun for this stream, because, like I said, it's just a chill stream, really. But yeah, like I said, I did Reptiles Game Room, and I remember that, and I actually remember specifically that, it was my review of the PlayStation 1, right? It was my review of the PlayStation 1, and I remember that me and him were chatting. He was like, oh, yeah, PS1, Sega Saturn, yeah, those were the days. And, I was agreeing with him, and then we started a conversation. We added each other on Skype. We kept talking to each other, and now 7 years later, Nightbound92 is someone that I consider not just a friend, but I consider him a brother. Like, that's how he is literally like my closest friend right now. And it's crazy how, like, I've evolved as a person, how much he's evolved as a person. Like, we literally, grew up together, which is why I treasure my friendship with him a lot. And, it was like I said, and I was only, how old was I? I think I was like 13, or I was like, I was like 13 I was 14 at the time when he told me that video inspired him to do his own review series, and I was just like, that's crazy. The crazy thing is that he's older than me, and the fact that I inspired somebody who was older than me is actually crazy. Like, I love that. And I see the MX experiences in the chat. Wow, it's been a while since I've seen MX, man. Sorry if I haven't caught wind of your stuff. He says, "What's good, fan? Love your old content." Oh, thank you, buddy. Yeah, it is good to see you. I remember you also from my PLB days. It's crazy. And Caesar says, "I think I'm gonna leave now." That's fine. I can understand when some people don't are not allowed to stick around or whatever. But like I said though, it's great how I still have some of my old fans still, lurking around on my channel, stuff like that. The only thing is that, with YouTube nowadays, it's become a little bit frustrating to gain, viewers and stuff like that. So I have to encourage people to always, that if you're subscribed, you have to hit the notification bell just so that way you can be notified for, when I upload new videos or live streams or whatever. So that way you guys will know when I upload stuff, which is precisely why I always use my Discord and Twitter and Facebook and stuff like that to announce that a new video has been, released and stuff. So I have to do all of that, How you doing, Fart Legend? That's a funny name, actually. It's crazy. You know what I mean? that's actually a very excellent name, actually. You know what I mean? Yo, I'm dying. You still remember me? Yeah, of course I do. Like, I remember you were one of my biggest fans for when I did PLB and stuff. It's funny because unlike most content creators, I actually do tend to remember some of the most loyal fans ever. It's funny because, like, if you're like the most loyal fan of me, 9 times out of 10, you're probably gonna, like, 9 times out of 10, you probably made the most impression on me as a content creator. And it, in my mind, in the back of my head, it makes me remember certain people who always interacted with me and stuff. And I have to thank them for that, because if I'm being completely honest with you, it's people like you that helps me keep making new content and stuff like that. It's your energy and stuff. In spite of everything that I go through every day, my bro forced me to make me this name. That's funny. That's actually really funny. But yeah, it's people like you that makes me want to keep doing content, live stream, stuff like that. It makes me want to continue doing it. Oh, and by the way, I just want to throw this out there. I literally just got a breaking news thing with regards to COVID-19. You guys may want to hear this. I mean, you guys probably already know this, but COVID-19 infections have been through the roofs recently. Like, it's been getting worse and worse and worse. So they're basically announcing that there could be potential lockdowns coming back again, because it just seems like it just seems like it just gets worse and worse and worse, which is fucked up. But you know what? It's whatever. So it depends on it really depends on what state you live in. They actually listed some of the states. You can look up the article on USA Today. Definitely. So I'm just gonna look at Pennsylvania, because I mean almost everyone here knows that that's my home state. So Pennsylvania. So hold on. Let's see. So it says here that, as the statewide lockdown, Democratic Governor Tom Wolf ordered in the spring. Yeah, I do remember that. Tom Wolf actually did. He actually did do that. Let me see. It says right here that we are now seeing the highest case counts of COVID-19 across Pennsylvania. This is all said by Rachel Levine, the health secretary of Pennsylvania. She says, we are now seeing the highest case counts of COVID-19 across Pennsylvania that we've seen since the beginning of the pandemic in March. This is a sobering look at our current reality as COVID-19 continues to impact our state and our country. Pennsylvania has a statewide face mask mandate, which is obvious. Almost everyone has face masks and stuff. And the state has a 25% indoor occupancy limit for restaurants, which is bullshit, because I work at a restaurant that has like 50% at the highest. In Pennsylvania, it says restaurants prep for cold weather and bet against another shutdown. So there could be a potential chance that the city is going to shut. There could be a potential chance that Pennsylvania might shut down again because of COVID. And as far as the vaccine goes, they said that the vaccine is actually 90% effective, which is actually great because it means that we're literally just one step closer to having the vaccine be released internationally. But what they're saying here is that they're trying to release like the first batch by December, right? By the either the end of this month or in December, and they're saying that hopefully by April everybody will be vaccinated for COVID-19. And while this doesn't necessarily mean that the virus is going to be eviscerated, it will hopefully bring everything back to normal. You know what I mean? To the point where we don't have to wear face masks or follow social distancing guidelines since we have a vaccine. You know what I'm saying? It's like the flu pandemic in the early 20th century where that lasted for 4 years. And everyone had to keep wearing masks, social distancing, stuff like that. So it's like COVID-19 is actually the first major outbreak we've had in over 100 years. So it's crazy. I mean, it's not and believe it or not, this isn't actually the first time that COVID has impacted us. It's actually impacted us since the early 2000s. It was known as SARS-CoV-1. That was the original coronavirus. The coronavirus that's infecting us right now is actually the second and more potent strain of the coronavirus. It's actually a successor to the original from the early 2000s, 2003, if you guys are wondering. The COVID-19 pandemic that's going on right now is indeed a successor to that outbreak. And COVID may not necessarily be as dangerous as the flu, because the flu is still 10 times worse than COVID, because we have lost more people to the flu than we have with COVID, but it still doesn't exactly mean that having COVID is a good thing, because it still doesn't mean it. Let me see. Hold on a second. I literally just got... I'm sorry. I'm going to have to stop dead in my tracks. I'm really sorry that I had to cut myself. But I just got some news here with regards to the 2020 election. So it seems like they finally finalized the... the news literally just came just now. The news literally just came up. So breaking news. The 2020 election ends the exact same electoral votes as 2016, 306 to 232. The difference here being that is that Donald Trump actually lost this time. So they finally projected that Joe Biden won in Georgia with 16 electoral votes, and Trump won in North Carolina with 15. So this means that Joe Biden has 306. All the states have been finalized. So yeah, Joe Biden indeed did win in he indeed won the election. So yeah, I mean, we kind of knew that from the moment he had his celebration ceremony. It's just that they were trying to halt it and stuff. So yeah, I literally just got the news that Joe Biden is the official winner of the election. So there you go. I mean, I already talked about my thoughts on the election in a previous video if you guys want to see that. So there you go. Who would have thought a sequel to a virus? Yeah. It's amazing how much this world. I mean, it's no secret that that COVID originated in China, because COVID in China first started in December 2019. It's just that someone who came from China came to America and brought the virus there, and then the virus just spread from there. You know what I mean? But I think one of the most immature things about COVID is that Donald Trump was blaming China for the virus instead of taking responsibility for himself, for the people in America that had the coronavirus and it was spreading. He was just blaming solely them for it, and I guess trying to say that China just has some kind of conspiracy against America or something. I don't know. Please correct me if I'm wrong. I don't want to sound ignorant and spread misinformation. The only thing I do know is that Donald Trump was indeed blaming China for the COVID pandemic a lot, and it was just, and after so many times of it saying, oh, the COVID pandemic is a hoax and stuff like that, and if people die, it is what it is. It's just like, no, he hasn't handled the pandemic very seriously. He's not taking it seriously. Like, I don't know why he isn't, because even though even though even though the death count for the COVID pandemic is less than how much the flu has taken away yearly, it still doesn't take away from the fact that this is a lethal virus that can take people's lives if their immune system isn't very good. So the good news is, though, the only good thing about the pandemic is that we've had, I think it was like what, 80, 70, I think it was like 70, 75, 80% more recoveries than deaths. Yes, because the amount of deaths that we had passes, I think, 1.5 million. And you want to know how many recoveries we've had? Almost damn near 40 million recoveries. So that's a great thing, but it still doesn't take away from the fact that COVID can kill you if your immune system is horrible. But if your immune system isn't very bad and you still have COVID, there's a very slight chance that it'll take your life. You know what I mean? So it's like, if your immune system isn't like very weak and stuff like that, and you're not prone to like diseases and stuff like that, and you're infected with COVID, I mean, it may not be a good thing, but there's a very, very slim chance that COVID will kill you. Most of the time, the thing about COVID is that it seems to be mostly targeting and killing people who are very old and their immune systems isn't very good. Which is why I'm surprised that when Donald Trump had COVID, as Franco said in the chat, I was actually surprised that he recovered from it. Given that Donald Trump is in his 70s, but I mean, that's good for him. I don't wish death on him or anything, but it's funny. The same guy who said that if people die from COVID, it is what it is, ended up getting COVID himself. That's funny. And Fart Legend said it best. He said, "Oh yeah, it's all coming together." Yeah, it is. So if you by any chance believe that you can have COVID and you think that you might die, 9 times out of 10, you're probably not gonna die, especially if you had especially if you have like a very good immune system. Like for me personally, I only get sick once a year, and that's during the cold season. That's during the cold season. That's literally like the only time when I really get sick. I only get sick like only once or twice a year, which means that like that means that my immune system is pretty damn good. I still wouldn't call myself the most healthy person in the world. There's people who don't get sick at all, believe it or not, but still, I'm not very prone to other conditions. Franco says Franco actually just flat out admitted that he actually had COVID at one point, but he showed no symptoms. The thing about COVID is that not everyone will show symptoms because some people are asymptomatic, which is why getting tested for it is very important. Thankfully, I've never actually ended up being diagnosed with COVID. In fact, I actually got tested. Got tested for COVID-19 weeks ago, and the results came up negative. I was actually very thankful that the results came up negative. I don't really want to talk about why I had to get tested because that's a very private matter. But yeah, that's what happened. But yeah, I don't want to explain why I had to get tested. I literally got tested on my own accord. All right, let's just leave it at that. Let's just say that I wanted to because I was curious. Let's just leave it at that. But it's crazy how COVID has really screwed up everything. But like I said, based on what I'm hearing right now with Dr. Anthony, what's his name? Fauci, I think his name is. What is it? Dr. Anthony Fauci? Is that how you pronounce it? Or Fauci? Anthony Fauci? Something like that? Yeah, Dr. Anthony Fauci, yeah. He's the guy who's in charge of, like, he's the director of the National Institute of Allergy and Infectious Diseases. So he's the one working on the who's been working on the COVID-19 vaccination. And based on everything that he's saying right now, we seem to be a step closer, but yeah, we seem to be a step closer, but it still needs approval from the FDA, the Food and Drug Administration. So it still needs to be FDA approved before it can be released nationwide. MXS just a pretty good MXS just asked a very good question, actually. I'm surprised no one has actually asked me this before. What mic do you have there? This mic, one sec. This is the mic set. This is the mic set that I have right here. It's the Myono monitorable studio microphone kit. You can easily find this set on Amazon for about $100. So it basically comes with like a little mic stand. It comes with a pop filter. It comes with headphones, which is what I'm wearing right now. And then, of course, it also comes with the microphone. And it also comes with this little noise filter, too. It comes with this little sponge right here. Comes with this little filter right here that I can literally put onto my mic right here to block out any noise and stuff like that. It's a singular mic, so it doesn't record It's a singular mic, so it doesn't record background noise. But yeah, I literally bought it. I bought it on Amazon for literally $100. That's actually very affordable when you take into account that you get studio headphones, and then you get like a studio quality mic, and then you get like this little stand, and then you got like this, and then you have like this pop filter right here and stuff like that. That's actually really cool. So that's how I would, I actually like this one. And then, in fact, since I got it like this, I can technically take this off and just keep this filter right here, and it would still sound pretty good. You know what I mean? So here I am, and right now the sponge is not on the mic. Instead, I'm actually speaking to you using this pop filter, and that's how you're hearing me speak. So isn't that pretty cool? That's the best part. You can literally use this mic. You can use it any way you want, and as long as you have like a desk, it has like a little clamp. So that way you can literally screw it tight onto your desk, so that way it'll stay there. And then there you go. It'll look just like a studio. It's literally a studio mic. I actually plan to get another mic. I'm trying to get the HyperX. Because I've always wanted a HyperX mic. Besides, I need at least like two mics. One where I need one mic where it's singular, and then I need another one that can be like for multi-use purposes and stuff like that. So that's why I'm trying to get like two mics and stuff, which is why I'm waiting for the holiday season, because right now I'm just trying to save money for the holiday season since it's coming up, because you already know Black Friday is going to be around as well. Now, to be honest with you, I don't participate in Black Friday, and the big reason for that being is because some of the sales are not as good as they are if it were Cyber Monday or during or around the time when Christmas comes up, which is why I don't know why people go nuts for Black Friday. Like, people just squash each other. And I really do hope they don't do Black Friday like physically, because with COVID-19 being a problem, it's only going to bring infections up the ass. It's going to bring infections up the ass. So I just hope they don't do it, because if they do, it's only going to add to the problems with COVID right now. And I'd rather not have that happen. If I'm being completely honest with you here. But, I'm still waiting on that. Well, I remember the MX experience because of his stolen logos reaction video. Oh, and speaking of reaction videos, how do you feel about them now, Larry? I still reactivate. I mean, I actually made a reaction video to season 4 of Tekken 7 that came out. I know the view count was very low, but if you're gonna talk about specifically like reaction videos, like to logos and stuff like that, it really depends on the video. Like if it's TTS, I'm gonna have to. I can't do that because it's only going to bring back some fans and stuff like that and try to demand me to bring those contents back when I made it very clear that I'm not making those kinds of videos anymore. But, that being said, I'm still very much open to making logo videos that aren't TTS, where I kind of like give commentary and stuff on them, or even create my own logos or something like that, Like, I don't mind doing that, you know what I mean? But if it's TTS, then that's a no-no because it's only gonna bring back my past, and I'd rather not do that because I already have a very troubled past as it is. But as far as reaction videos go, like I still make reactions. It's just that sometimes it's difficult for me to really get around to them if I don't have anything to react to. But when the time comes, I'll do it. Like when the time comes and I see a video that I really want to react to, I will do it regardless of the view count. So it's like you can either watch it or just let it sit there. I don't really care. The only thing that matters is that I still put it out there for those who actually do love my content legitimately, rather than just watching one type of video and then running away. I will still do it specifically for you, which is why I still post those kinds, certain videos that may not have a high view count because I know that there's someone out there who likes it. You know what I mean? So that's why I'm doing it. I remember watching your Taylor Enterprises PLB videos and your crazy reactions to scary logos, primarily Oz Film Company, and finding them funny. Yeah, it's funny because like at one point in my life, Oz Film actually did used to scare me at one point because I remember my cousin Nasha Dante showed it to me one day. I was home. It was me, him, and my brother. We were just in my living room. I think I was like 14, 15 at the time. I think I was 14 at the time. I don't remember. I was either 14 or 13. No, I was 13, I think. No, was I 13? Or was I? No, I think I was 14 actually. But I do remember that he showed me Oz Film for the first time. It actually legit freaked me out because it was on the black background. Plus, it's a super, super old logo. It's over 100 years old. So the old film look didn't only add it to the creepiness. You know what I mean? And then I remember right after seeing it, I was petrified by what I saw. So I felt like I was going to pee myself. So I went up to the bathroom and my parents' room was dark. So I don't know why, but I attempted to look inside to see if anything was there, and when I looked inside, it was still super pitch black, but I didn't see anything. So then I went into the bathroom, and then after I took my piss and walked out, I hallucinated and saw Oz Films' head, and then like I didn't scream or anything, but like I just kind of like jumped. I was like, "What the fuck?" What was that? And then I closed my eyes, I shook my head, and then I looked inside the room again. It was gone. Nothing was there. I even looked inside my room, which was also black. Nothing was there. So then I walked downstairs, and then I literally had to explain to them that I literally just hallucinated and saw the Oz Film face. And thanks a lot, cuz for scaring me with that fucking logo. And he was just like, "You're welcome." And I was just like, yeah, that's one of the craziest stories. It's funny. It's like, I always talked about how I'm afraid of Oz Film, but I've never explained that story until now. So yeah, there you go. Now you guys know the story. It literally just happened one night. We were literally just watching scary logos, and then my cousin decided to show me that one, and then it just brought nightmares to my it gave me nightmares actually. It's funny, I'm literally talking about how Oz Film did give me nightmares, and right at that time Franco was literally asking me, "Did Oz Film give you nightmares?" Yeah, it did. I literally just explained my hallucination story. Which is funny. It's actually very rare that I hallucinate. And that was one of the rare times where I actually did. I don't know what was wrong on my brain that time. I think I was too paranoid. The thing is that not a whole lot of people know this, but I'm very, very prone to to being paranoid. Some people don't know that. I mean, to be fair, nobody really needs to know that, but yes, I do suffer from paranoia, actually. I know how to control it, but I do have an unfortunate habit of panicking quite a lot. So so that's something you guys know about me. That's something you guys probably just now know about me after all, honestly. When I saw Oz Film logo, it did not give me nightmares. The thing is that it doesn't scare everyone. It's only scary to those who aren't. It's only scary to those who aren't used to seeing it, or like any of those kinds of logos. You know what I mean? There's some people who are used to seeing nightmare logos. I'm not one of them, unfortunately. This messed up. You know what I mean? This messed up, but you know what? It's whatever. I don't know. I'm a pussy. I'm not gonna lie. I'm a bit of a pussy. So, I'm afraid of a logo and stuff like that. But Ozfilm doesn't scare me anymore. It doesn't scare me anymore. But at the time, yeah, it did. It scared me just as much as Dan Curtis. In fact, Dan Curtis was my second scariest logo ever, which is why it was only, what was it, number 4 or something on my top 10 scary logos list. But yeah, in fact, you know what I might do? We should react to some of my old content, actually. I would actually love to do that. The only thing is, though, is that I do kind of want to check. Oh, crap, I hit the wrong button. I'm sorry. Sorry, guys. I'm literally experimenting with Streamlabs right now, so I would very much appreciate it if everyone could just bear with me, please. I would very, very much appreciate that. If everyone could bear with me. That's my Elgato that was on. That was my Sega Saturn stuff. Hold on one second. Here we go. I'm trying to figure out where exactly the chat should be. Here we go. Yeah, I'll leave the stream chat sitting right there because I still want all of your comments to show in the streams, because I actually kind of like it when your comments are on the streams and stuff, just to show how engaged you guys are. How come all the Army of logos scare you except the Army of Fox logos? Wow, I can't believe you actually just asked me that. It wasn't so much about the fact that the other Army of logos scared me. The thing is that, like, they didn't legit scare me. They never did. It's just that, when I did the reactions, I intentionally exaggerated them just to make them funny. You know what I mean? Like, I wanted to kind of exaggerate my reactions because, like, I knew that people was going to love or find my reactions very funny if I was just like overacting it. So I intentionally overreacted just as a way of creating comedy for the reactions, because I honestly love it when, people laugh at my overacting. Like, it's so awesome. It's awesome, man. I'm not gonna lie, it's very awesome. Now, anyway, give me a second here. I'm trying to show my browser. Here we go. Now, let me put it in the center. There we go. That's better. That's better. And your text still shows up too on the stream, so that's great. In fact, I hope the stream actually does look good. It actually looks pretty presentable, which is great, actually. Yeah, I've been gaining. Oh my god! What? Are you serious? 1 million views, dude! We literally just hit 1 million lifetime views. Holy shit! Guys, are you seeing this right now? We literally just hit 1 million lifetime views. Dude, I didn't even see that. Oh my god. Wow. Thank you guys so much. Oh. Oh my god, dude. This is incredible. Wow. 1 million views. I never would have thought in a million years from when I first started YouTube when I was 12 years old that I would ever see 1 million lifetime views on my channel. That is just, oh my god. That's why I refuse to stop making YouTube videos, because, oh my god, this is incredible. Wow. Thank you guys so much. You guys are awesome. You know that? I mean, if I were to constantly talk about why I love my fans so much, I'd be repeating myself, but let's be real here. Like, you guys are just the best fucking fans in the world. My god, this is incredible. 1 million lifetime views. Oh my god, dude. This is... Dude, 1,002,726 views. Wow. That is incredible. Oh my god. I just... I'm in shock right now. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. I mean, like... It's funny because the video that's been giving me the most notoriety is my Dark Danny video, and oh my god, this is incredible. Did you get a YouTube play button for getting a lot of subs on your channel? No. In order to get a YouTube play button, I have to reach, I think, 100,000 subscribers, I think, which I highly doubt I'll ever make, but if I somehow make it to 100K subscribers, that'd be incredible. You know what I mean? Just being able to continue doing what I love and stuff like that, and getting supported for doing so, that would be excellent. You know what I mean? Maybe we could use the reactions as a celebration. Yeah, the thing is that I did say that I was gonna try and pull up some of my old content and see if I could react to them. But there was one video in particular that I wanted to react to, actually. But I just gotta find it. So give me a minute. Dude, this is incredible. I can't be thankful enough for like the amazing fans that I have. I can't be thankful enough because, like I said, you guys are just fucking incredible. You guys are just fucking, like, my God, it's so, I'm so overwhelmed with emotion right now. Like, I don't know how to feel right now. I just feel so much joy right now. You know what I mean? But like I said, there is one video in particular that I wanted to react to, and that was, because I did say that I wanted to react to some of my old videos. But, you know, I'll take Caesar's idea and then do it as a celebration. Like I said, at 6:30 p.m., I will be live streaming Among Us. So that's also, in fact, that's actually going to be our 1 million. The Among Us live stream is going to be our 1 million view celebration live stream. So I'll make it then. But for now, let's do this one. First, we're going to react to the top 10 scary. We're going to react to the top 10 scary logos. Yeah, I was 16 at the time when I did this video.
Cover the top 10 scariest logos in my opinion. Now, I want to lay a little fun fact here. I rarely get scared by a logo, and as I've only been scared by 10 logos, this list reveals just what those logos were. These are legit 10 logos that legitimately scared the crap out of me. And so, let's jump right into it. So, up at number 10, we have Renaissance Pictures from 1993 on to the present. This logo appears at the end of Xena Warrior Princess, among other television series that I cannot recall at the moment. Basically, the logo shows a man's face who theorizes is Christopher
The
Columbus,
thing about
but we
Renaissance
really
is
don't
that
know
it
for
only
sure.
scared me
But that's what
only
a lot of fans
once.
speculate. Anyway, he rips up, and then lightning
But
shocks out of nowhere, and then the
uh
words Renaissance Pictures comes in.
it scared me only
So
once.
you can
But
obviously see why the logo
after
is
after
extremely
after I saw it just
scary.
that one
It's simply
time,
because that the face just comes out
uh
of nowhere, and then
it
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 rips
it,
up,
it, it
as
didn't
well as
scare
the
me
lightning,
like after
and
that.
it's on a black background. Which, by the way, spoilers, is going to be a majority of this list. So yeah, Renaissance is the 10th scariest logo in my opinion. Let's move on. So up at number 9, we have Mehboob Productions from India from 1943 to 1962. This logo right here was made from India, as I just said before,
Bulak
and this
wa
logo is known for being
da
disturbing.
hai
Why? Because
wahi hu
supposedly
da
the
hai jo
studio wasn't as
manzoor
professional
da ho
communism as the
da
logo
hai.
itself. The
I'm not
M
even
is
gonna lie,
considered a
Mehboob
communist
actually
logo,
didn't
which is a
really
bit
scare
weird
me. It
considering the
only
fact
made me
that
laugh because of
India
its name.
was and still is
Like,
not
I
a
know it's an
communist country, so
Indian,
it's weird.
I know it's an
Basically, the
Indian name,
logo
but it's still
shows thunders
hilarious.
of about many thunders and fogs at the beginning of a red background, and then it slowly
I
reveals a
might
yellow
actually do a
tombstone at the
revisit
very
and
end.
updated version
Sometimes
of
it's
these
the
videos
Soviet emblem,
potentially.
which reads Mehboob and the smaller productions, and then the tombstone slowly
I'm
zooms
actually thinking
over.
about it. I'm not
The
sure if I'm
studio
actually
was
gonna do a
owned by
2020
Mehboob
update.
Khan, which he established the studio in 1942, and many of his movies were actually suckish, and shall I say rubbish. Anyways,
Yeah,
the
Mehboob
only
Khan
film that
actually
he
made a
made that
bunch
was
of crappy
critically acclaimed
movies.
by general consensus was Mother India from 1957. And when Khan died in 1964, the company seized almost all of his business, and he left behind financial debts on his family. And today, as of today, the studio is dormant. And as you can see, yeah, this logo is a
Oh,
bit
and by the
creepy,
way, this
and
this
it's actually
video was
really
actually
extra
edited with
scary. There's
Camtasia
also a
Studios.
religious phrase that the man says
I'm
in the
just gonna throw
background
that
of
out there to
Hindi, which
everyone.
reads, "The plaintiff might wish you a million ills, but what of it? That alone happens that God allows." Alrighty, so up at number 8, we have the Yes from Hell number 2, aka Scimitar Entertainment. This logo is known for overstaying its welcome, and while the S from Hell Screen Gems is not one mainly known, this is the second one, but it's not as popular, unless at least until today. Basically, what it shows is that it go is we see these bars that goes and then a giant S forms onto the screen, and then Scimitar Entertainment Inc. just goes by, and that's it. And what we're left to is an extremely long fanfare that goes on for way too freaking long. Yeah, I have no idea what they were thinking, and obviously this logo was a bit creepy here. It doesn't help the fact that the logo is not only on a black background, but the music is so freaking loud. So yeah, that's Scimitar Entertainment for you. Alrighty, so up at number 7 we have
Asymmetrical.
wow, David
Asymmetrical.
Lynch. You just
This logo is just
love scaring
weird.
people and
It's
giving them
fucking
some
David
kind of
Lynch.
health problems, don't you? All right.
He's one of the
So
most
it's no
eccentric
secret that David Lynch is
filmmakers
obsessed with
ever,
electricity
and
and all that
you
stuff.
know
But this logo right here
he.
is just bizarre. And sorry if I didn't
Jeez
warn you
Louise.
so early,
If
but this
you're
logo
ever gonna watch a
is
movie made by David
anybody
Lynch,
who is
you have
prone
to
to
be mentally
epilepsy
prepared
will most likely suffer a
because
seizure when they see this
his
logo
films
because of
are
its
very, very
flashing
disturbing.
lights. And then we see a weird
They're
mouth
more
figure that
focused on
says
scaring you psychologically more
asymmetrical,
so
and then we're
than
gonna go
relying
ahead
on cheap
in
jump
5
scares,
seconds. So yeah, this logo is really,
which
really
is very
creepy and
smart of him. He
disturbing, to
focuses
say the
on
least.
scaring you
And it doesn't help the
messing
fact
with
that
your
it also
head,
gives people
which is
epilepsy,
why his
kind of like
films
that
are
Pokemon
always like
episode in which we
so
call
creepy.
the Pokemon seizure or disease, as what they would call it. Alrighty, so up at number 6, we have the Neon Mickey logo. Alright, this logo is, in my
This
opinion, the worst Walt Disney logo of them all.
it is the
Basically,
most
what it
bizarre
features is
actually.
a neon Mickey figure, which, by the way, is actually a real life Mickey figure at Disney World.
Yeah,
It's
that
actually
Mickey
just
figure
a
you see.
neon.
Yeah, you see that Mickey figure. You see that Mickey figure right there. That statue looking Mickey Mouse right there, where he just has this he just has this I don't know, that stupid ass smile on his face. He's like, Yeah, that was what was used to make the logo, believe it or not. That's why I actually showed the image of it, because not a whole lot of people knew that. So that's why I had to show that they used this particular logo. I mean, that particular figure of Mickey Mouse for this logo. And the reason why I find it weird is because it just feels like a psychedelic trip, honestly. It feels like going on an LSD trip while watching a Disney movie. Like, that's what it feels like. It doesn't help the fact that Mickey Mouse's figure. I mean, like, I know it's kid friendly and stuff like that, but I can't help but just feel disturbed by just how it looks, because personally, I have seen better lifelike statues or whatever of Mickey Mouse. I have seen better. That one right there just looks rather uncanny for some reason. I don't know why. I mean, sure, it's cartoonish, but I just can't help but just feel disturbed. I mean, like, when you look at Mickey's face right there, that is his best "I'm watching you masturbate" face. Like, he's literally watching you jerk off in the corner. He's like this. And I'm just like, bro, don't do that. Like,
Shadow of it, I guess we could call
yeah,
it.
it was
as
basically
the Walt Disney
using
logo
the
is being
outlines of
written
that figure
inside
to make the
logo.
logo.
And by the way, it's on a black background. Go
And
figure,
what
I
you're
guess.
seeing is actually the second variant, because this is the second variant where they use the famous Walt Disney font. Before, it used the classic Walt Disney font from like the 40s and the
Home video
50s.
slowly zooms in, but luckily not too fast. And what we're listening to is a weird fanfare in the background. So yeah, this logo is obviously creepy.
Yeah, I
because
agree,
the
Franco.
Mickey
The
in
logo isn't
background
bad.
is not
It's
as
just
friendly
that
looking as it looks. And not to
it's
mention
just
the fact that
bizarre.
The logo takes place on
I'll
a
put it to you
black
like that. It's just
background. And in my
bizarre.
opinion,
For the
it's
time
the
period it
worst
was
Walt
out, it
Disney
wasn't that
logo
bad.
ever made. All right, so up at number 5. Oh man.
Oh,
This is the
yeah,
logo
Dan
that
Curtis was
actually
only number
scared
5 on
me
the
a
list. It
long
should have been
time.
number 2.
And this is the Dan Curtis logo. I made a Talk to Logo video on the Dan Curtis logo, and I couldn't find any other footage.
Oh my
of it
God,
on
I look
YouTube.
so young.
I relied on my Talk to Logo video to use the footage. It was just a piece of
Yeah,
shit.
because I was having during the
Anyways,
production of
this
this video,
logo
I was
is
having
really
trouble
nothing
trying to find
special or
standalone
much to
footage of the
talk
Dan
about.
Curtis logo, so I
All
had
it
to
features
rely
is a
on my
man's scary-looking
Talk to the
face in
Dan
the
Curtis
background with
logo
just
as a
the
way
text
of like
Dan
using
Curtis
it and
Productions
stuff.
in association with.
So it was the only
Eventually,
alternative I had at the time.
Corporation. So yeah, this logo is obviously scary, really, really scary. As a matter of fact, this logo was so scary that it used to be called my scariest logo of all time, but it got knocked back by stiff competition because I now look.
I
back
actually
at this
can't
logo
remember what
just
topped
thinking about
the
how
Dan
weird it
Curtis
looks.
logo
Let's just be
besides
careful that
Oz
these guys
Film.
are killing
That's the
people.
only one I
God,
can't
hope
remember.
not. But let's just move on.
Yeah, he might be killing
All right,
people.
so up at number 4 is one of the
Oh
most
shit! I
bizarre
forgot about
logos
this
that
one.
I have
Bo
ever
J.
seen
Buck.
in my nearly 17 years of life. Bo J. Buck.
I forgot about
Now,
this
Bo
one.
J. Buck
You know, it's funny.
is-
There's several different versions
how
of this
can I
logo, but the
describe
one
it?
that you're
Just
watching is the
forget it.
one that's the scariest.
All right,
by
let's
the,
just
that's
talk
ranked
about
as the scariest one
What
by
it
the
features
community.
is a rap-
Because look at it. Look. It starts out with the bunny staring right into your face like a serial killer. He's all like his eyes are all wide and stuff like that. Like it's all in your face. Like I guess BoJack Buck doesn't understand social distancing, I guess.
Just look
So
at it.
then he
All
and then
right,
the
let's just
camera
talk
like
about it.
zooms out
What it
and then it
features
shows
is a
that he has a
rabbit,
dead
a
snake
really
in his
disturbing
face,
rabbit,
in his mouth.
just
Like,
staring
is
at
it
you, almost as if
possible
it's
for a
staring into your
rabbit to
soul
kill a
with a
snake?
dead-
Like, how sharp are a rabbit's teeth to be able to kill a snake? But that's the thing. There's other versions. Of this logo, but the one that I picked was the one that's regarded as the scariest one, specifically because it starts out like Oz Film. It starts out in your face,
dead snake in its mouth.
and the
And
damn
it
damn
just-
thing
and
doesn't
the text
understand
comes out of
social
nowhere.
distancing.
By the way, the variant you're seeing is actually the scariest one of them all because it's on a black background, and it starts out with the rabbit in your face, almost like a in your face style, I guess. There are other variants of this logo.
Hang on a second,
but
I just
at
gotta
least
bring
the
some more
rabbit's
light in
on a
here. Give me a
foreground
sec.
or background or whatever. It's still quite scary how it stares into your soul. But this particular variant is the scariest one of them all, and I absolutely hate it. And this rabbit, for what I'm just gonna imply that this rabbit is a snake murderer. I'm just gonna imply it and move on. Number 3, we have one of the probably the loudest logo ever made. 3G Home Video. 3G Home Video features is basically a logo where it starts out on a black background. This seems to be a theme we're running into here, I guess. Anyways, it comes out of nowhere with these blue lines. I don't even know what it is. In fact, it's so bright that I can barely read the logo, let alone even see what's in front of my face, or even listen to it, because the logo is so loud that even if it was in lower volume, it would still blow your ears out.
Yeah, I remember
So in
3G
my
Home
opinion, this is
Video.
the
I
loudest
actually
logo
remember
in the
this
logo
one.
community. And it doesn't help the fact that the logo is also targeted towards
Franco
kids.
says that bunny rabbits
That's
are
right.
herbivores.
3G Home Video was a video service.
Exactly. It's
releasing
like they're
video
herbivores.
cassettes
So
and
it's like,
stuff
why the
for
hell
kids.
is
Yes, their target
it
audience
eating a
was kids.
snake?
I want to know if there was somebody who worked at the studio.
Some
at the
people
time who
actually
possibly
say, and you know what the interesting part is? I've actually done research on 3G Home Video, and some people who actually has access to the original logo on VHS and stuff like that have actually said that the logo actually isn't legit loud, and that the reason it's only loud is because someone probably made a meme out of it or something. But I don't know.
yeah, I
don't
hate
know.
children. They deserve to get a
Because
scare.
as far as I know, information
Honestly,
about that has
whoever
been
made this
purged
logo
from the
should get
internet.
hanged. So up at number 2 is API Television Production from Australia. This logo, I don't even know how to describe
Oh,
it.
you know,
This is the
you want to know
second
something
logo to
about
give
this
me
logo?
legitimate
I actually had
nightmares,
I only
along
had
with
one
Dan
nightmare about it
Curtis. And we're actually
when
getting
I
to
was
my
in Georgia
scariest
4 years
logo,
ago
number
when I was
one.
visiting
And
my
I'm afraid I'm gonna have to
when I was
face it.
visiting my mom's
But
side of the
luckily,
family, because
I've been
at the
trying to conquer my
time,
fears to it,
you
but
know,
let's not talk about
I actually remember I made a video about it where I said that my granddad passed away at the time, so I said that I was going to be going to Georgia for about a week or so and, you know, see my other side of the family and stuff like that, which was still a great trip. It's just that it's sad. It's just that it sucked that it happened under very morbid circumstances. But I remember I saw this logo for the first time when I was working on doing the top 10 scary logos, and it freaked me out because, like, it was just so weird. And I only had one nightmare about it where I was just sent on this permanent spiraling trip and shit. And then I remember I woke up and then I thought to myself, oh, thank God that was a dream. So
face it.
there you go.
But luckily, I've been trying to conquer my fears through it. But let's not talk about that yet. API just features a spiral that comes from the left side of the screen, just spinning out of nowhere. It can make you dizzy, especially if you're prone to epilepsy. And then these letters, API, just come out of nowhere, jumping where it goes. Ding, ding, ding.
Damn, look at how many
And
viewers
then
we got, and look at how many
television
likes
production
we got.
at the
Thank you
bottom
guys. You
with
guys
some
are fucking
drum roll playing
awesome.
in the background. So yeah, this logo is obviously really, really scary, let alone also very dizzy, and I don't know how to put it. API is just the second scariest logo in my opinion, as this is the more recent logo that I got nightmares about as I was in Georgia. Anyways, now we're ready to move on to number 1. Are you guys ready?
Oh, that
Many of
Bojay
you
Buck
probably
logo
already know
made me
where I'm
remember
going
at
with
the
this,
first
and a lot of you who are
and
big
only
fans of
episode
my
of
channel
Paramount
should
Local
already
Blues
know
episode
what
I was trying to make
logo,
inspired
in
by
my
you.
opinion, is
Oh,
the
inspired by
scariest.
me? Wow,
Ladies and
thank you.
gentlemen, number 1, I give you
Again.
Ozfilm.
There
Ozfilm
she is,
in my
the
opinion,
bane of my
the
existence.
scariest logo ever made. And my God, whoever made this logo should get slapped in the freaking face. I hate this
No,
logo.
this is what needs to
I
happen.
can
They need to be
only look
pelted
at
to
this
death with
logo
light
if it's on a
bulbs.
small
That's what needs to
screen.
happen.
But besides that, I just can't look at it, especially if it's so big. This logo,
Like I said, I have no
is
problem watching it
special.
now.
What it features is silent film actress Vivian Reed on a black background.
Yeah, at the time, Vivian Reed was a very popular silent film actress, especially during a time when women was technically not allowed to be in films. So Vivian Reed kind of helped out with helping women, like, you know, act in movies and stuff. So in a way, Vivian Reed was a very
And
influential
she just
person,
looked slowly
and I respect
from
her
left
for that. It's just that it sucks that they used her to demonize her appearance in these films and stuff. They demonized her reputation, literally, by having her appear in this logo. It's like, come on, why would you do that to poor Vivian? She deserved better. But regardless of that, I respect the hell out of her. How you doing? Buddy? It's good to see you. I'm doing all right. Actually inspired by you and Taylor. That's nice.
With an awkward
Like I said,
smile,
it's
and
nice
then
that
then
it's very
his face
nice that
depressed.
someone like myself is
Luckily,
able to
this
inspire
logo did
someone
not
as young
last
and
very
upcoming
long,
as yourself.
the films
Like, it's
that it
very
produced
inspiring
are
to me.
over 100 years old, and it's been considered by the fan community to be the very first scary logo ever made. And man, do I agree. No disrespect to Vivian Reed, but this logo makes me sick. As a matter of fact, every single time when I see it as a big giant, I'm always, and I mean always, my stomach is actually always hurting every single time I see it. Yes, I do think that it is that scary. And don't go on and say, oh, it's probably because you're eating or something like that. No, even after I eat and I watch the logo, my stomach still hurts.
Yeah.
Yes, I am that scared of this logo.
This logo actually
I
did used
hate
to make
this
me
logo.
legit.
Whoever made this logo should get slapped in the face.
Seeing this logo actually did
Anyways,
used to make
guys,
me
that's
legit
my top
sick,
10
believe it
scary
or not.
logos. Sorry
I
to
wasn't
keep
even
it
trying to
long
exaggerate here.
as
It did
you
used to
guys
make me
probably
legit
wouldn't
sick
want it
because
to
it
be.
was one of the worst
But
things I
that's
ever
pretty much
seen.
my top 10 list. If you guys did enjoy this top 10 list, be sure to subscribe for more videos from the Shizzle Network.
You know, it actually did used to legit scare the shit out of me. It was, oh my God. It's just crazy. I even included the Star Wars Episode 8 filming trailer as a headline in there. Episode 8, dude, that is my favorite, one of my all-time favorite fucking movies. Star Wars, The Empire's, what was it? No. That was, no, I'm sorry. I'm thinking of episode, I'm sorry, guys. I'm thinking about episode, what was it? Episode 5. I'm sorry. I'm thinking of episode 5, The Empire Strikes Back. I'm sorry. Episode 8 was actually The Last Jedi, which I will flat out say right here, right now, is a great fucking movie. I don't think it's better than I don't think it's better than Empire Strikes Back. Nor do I think it's on par with that, but the thing is that I don't think the sequel trilogy deserves as much abuse as it gets. People overreact to everything. It has its flaws. It is flawed as hell. I'm not gonna deny that with you guys. Like, it is flawed as hell, but Jesus Christ, it is nowhere near as bad as people make it out to be. They make it sound like it is like the absolute worst films ever made. Once you watch Manos The Hands of Fate, watch that piece of shit of a movie, which is in the public domain, for the record, so you can literally watch it for your own convenience. Try watching that piece of shit of a movie and see what happens. I might even consider making that as a reaction someday, but definitely not. I might even do a reaction to Manos The Hands of Fate at some point, but definitely not today. I have to be mentally prepared for that. I'm sorry. I can't do it today. I'm not gonna torture myself by putting on a shitty film. You know what I mean? There's plenty of films that I love that came from the 60s. In fact, one of my favorite movies from the 60s is Bullet. Actually, in fact, that's my that might actually be my personal favorite film from the from 1968. Actually, actually, I'm sorry, that's a lie. Planet of the Apes. Actually, Planet of the Apes is my favorite 60s movie. Actually, there's a lot of films that I love that came out in the 60s, but Planet of the Apes was my favorite. Like, I'm just gonna be real honest with you. Bullet, I loved. I love Bullet. I'm not gonna lie. I actually didn't like it when I first watched it. I thought it was too confusing and difficult to follow. But I've watched it more and more and more, and it just clicked with me. And a big reason for that, for a big reason for why I love that movie in the first place, is because of the famous car chase scene that Steve McQueen's character had against the bad guys in the Dodge Charger, with Steve McQueen's Ford Mustang. Like it was such a big deal at the time because we've never seen a car chase like that. And the best thing about it was that it was all choreographed. Like all the stunts and stuff that you saw from the vehicles were real. Like that shit wasn't faked. They actually legit went through the streets of San Francisco. What was it? It was San Francisco, right? Wasn't it? I actually don't remember. Sorry, I haven't seen it in a while. Give me a minute. Yeah, that's what I thought it was. San Francisco. Yeah. Yeah, that's what I was. That's what I was saying. It was like that famous car chase, man. It was fucking brilliant. I really, really want to react to it in this live stream, but it's just that I just hope that I don't get blocked for it because you know, copyright and stuff like that. But I really want to react to it because it's one of my all-time favorite scenes. Like it's just fucking awesome. Like. For 1968, it is incredible. My God. And then he says, what about the Super Mario Brothers movie? Take that as you will. You know what I mean? So, there you go. You know what? I can't hold it anymore. Now that I just mentioned Bullet, I gotta see if I can find it. I just gotta be careful not to full screen it because then YouTube's might do something about it. Oh yeah, so there were some people who actually recreated the famous car chase in 2013 by using a Charger and a modern Mustang, but we're gonna go back to 1968. I know I have a younger audience that's not really gonna understand it, but still, I just gotta pull it up only because I'm in the mood for it. There it is. Yeah, like I said, it took me several times to really get this movie, but the more times I watched it, I actually really got it. I actually really got what the film was trying to tell me because there were a bunch of thrills and twists and stuff like that were happening. Like I said, it was so confusing, but I got it eventually. From what I've gathered, they actually modified the Ford Mustang and the Charger specifically for this scene. They kind of like installed like they literally like installed what was it, like Magnum type engines, so that way they would be like, so that way they can literally like race past their potential. Well, I am a fan of movies, and I love watching great action scenes. All right, well, if you love watching action scenes, then the scene that you're about to watch will fucking blow your pants off. I swear to God. This scene is everything I love about an action movie. And a lot of action movies that do car chases owe themselves to this movie because this was the first film of its kind to set those rules. You know what I mean? I never find the logo scary except the Horror Factory when I saw it the first time. Yeah, the thing about Horror Factory was that it did actually scare me when I reacted to PLB 25 because I was not expecting that jump scare, but it was it was still interesting. And you know what's funny is that the guy who's driving the Charger, I forget his name. The dude who's driving the Charger is a professional stuntman. And he actually did all of the stunts versus Steve McQueen the only time he drove the when he drove the Mustang was during the close-up scenes. Like when he did the close-up scenes, it was Steve McQueen. But other times when you saw like the camera away from the Mustang, oh there it is. I don't know why. But I love that camera close-up. I don't know why, but it's just... like I said, for 1968, that is some incredible cinematography. Because remember, this was before CG was a thing. But yeah, this is the only time where Steve McQueen was actually, like, in the Charger, actually driving. It was during the close-up scenes. Other times, it was a stuntman doing the stunts himself. However, the guy who was driving the Charger, who acted as one of the hitmen in this movie, he actually did the stunts all by himself. Which is awesome. That's badass. When you're able to act in a movie and then perform your own car stunts, you are a badass. Dude, I don't know what. Dude, my heart is racing right now. It doesn't matter how many times I've watched this scene. It always makes me excited. It's just so awesome. The best part is there's no... And the thing is that when the actual chase begins, there's no epic track. It's just all silence. All you hear is just the cars racing around. Uh-oh. Here it goes. Wait, here it goes. Here it goes. Here it goes. Holy shit. A crazy burnout as he turns right off the street. And now here it goes, dude. Shit's about to go left. Literally. Look at this. Look at this. There's no epic music, any scores or anything like that. All you hear is just the sounds of the engines. Just the damn cars just like roaring like lions, man. It is Fast and Furious before Fast and Furious was a thing. Like, literally, it was that awesome. It literally is that fucking awesome. And like I said, the dude who drive the Charger, who acted as one of the hitmen, he did all the stunts all by himself. Oh, and by the way, that moment you just saw right there, look at this, look at this, look at this. You see how you see how when he like turns you see how when he turns right and then he turns left to drift and stuff like that, and then he slightly hits the car where the camera was. This was actually one of those moments that wasn't supposed to happen. You see how when the Charger drives right into the camera? Yeah, it literally crashes right into the car and hits the camera, and then in literally like one still frame, the Charger disappears and the car's not damaged. So yeah, that instant where the Charger hits the camera, that was not supposed to happen at all, which is why it kind of looked awkward that they kind of like, you know, cut it from there. You know what I mean? Yeah, I see that Caesar says, I think with your face in the chat in there, I think we won't have any copyright troubles. Well, the fact that you guys are still able to watch it means that they haven't done anything to the stream, so that's good. But yeah, like I said, the moment when the Charger literally crashed into the camera where the white car was, that was not supposed to happen at all, which is why for a fraction of a second, literally a fraction of a second, you see it crashes into that car, the dent is not there, the Charger is gone, and nothing's there. But like I said, it only happens for a fraction of a second. That's the interesting part. My God. You want to know what the shameful part is? I have a major confession. You want to know something? I have a major confession. As much as I love watching these scenes, believe it or not, car engine noises actually freak me out, believe it or not. You know, in real life at least. Not on a TV screen where I can minimize the volume, but in real life, if I were to hear that in real life, I would actually get triggered. You know what I mean? So it's crazy. But here's another moment that wasn't supposed to happen. It's when Steve McQueen's character, Frank Bullitt, tries to make this turn. Steve actually legit missed his turn, which is precisely why he does that famous impromptu burnout before he goes down that street. So there you go, another iconic moment that happened that was purely impromptu. My God, the sound of that Mustang, holy shit. Yeah, like I said, the close-up scenes were the ones where Steve McQueen was in it. And keep in mind, he was a professional race car driver at one point, so when he was driving, he knew exactly what he was doing. And then here we go, we got the guy driving the Charger. Like I said, the awesome part is that he did his own stunts when he was driving in that Charger. He did that stunt. He did those stunts all by himself, which is awesome. I mean, it's sus that Steve McQueen had to have a stunt man to do the stunts for him. But like I said, the dude who was driving the Charger is still a badass for managing to pull it off all by himself. And like I said, they actually legit did this. They actually practiced the chase many days in advance. I love that zoom out right there, by the way. I love that. But yeah, like I said, they literally had to practice all of this, and when they filmed this scene, they had to make sure they got it right on the spot the first time they did it. They could not fuck this scene up, not even one time, because if they did, it would have been ruined. So when they did this scene, they had to make sure that they got the choreography right on the mark. They had to make sure they did it right the first time. Otherwise, if they screwed up, and then the whole scene would have been ruined. So you got to give it to both these guys. They nailed it the first time they did it. Like I said, they did practice beforehand, but they just had to make sure that during the filming, they had to get it right. Oh, and look, you can actually see the damage. You can actually see the damage on the Charger from that crash. Look at this shit, man. Stream suspended for policy violations. Wow, really? I was only showing a freaking scene from a movie, and then it just stops. Suspended for policy violations.